Hey chat, how's it going? It's a short stream, an art stream, woohoo! Welcome. Okay, let me just sort out some admin things. Admin things. How are you? That was it. I was switching to mod view. Woohoo! Cool. Okay, we are good to go. Okay, welcome to a kind of unplanned for stream. Let me just check the... Where is the thing I'm looking for? Okay, that should hopefully be the correct sound level for the ambient. Actually, exclamation point ambient should be in the chat. Let me just add that up. Whoop. Why are you not moving, my little friend? Because you haven't selected it. Okay. Cool. Alright. So, it's 2022 and all that delightful thing. This is going to be a really short stream this evening, I think. But I just wanted to do some drawing, I guess. Drawing! Hopefully everything is looking good. So yeah, the last Halo stream was less pixelated, so that's good, but I've turned down the bitrate because we're back to drawing. But obviously if things aren't clear enough, please let me know. Also, I've noticed with the new mic, I've still not worked out a way not to have my keyboard get picked up. So I'm still working on that. We're just going to continue the stream as I just sit cross-legged in my chair, which is extremely healthy. But yes, you know, it's the turn of the year and you're reflecting on things, life, art, all that sort of stuff. And you kind of tend to think that you don't really do very much, or at least I tend to think that I don't really do much. But then when I was looking back to my folder of work that I've done over the last year and looking at stacks of paper, that's not entirely accurate. There's still a lot going on. It's as usual undercurrents, because the difficulty is the day job and also having nothing to work towards in terms of applying for things is difficult. I know I need something to work towards, and if you don't have that, it's really hard to work. So I said that 2021 was going to be the year of getting back in touch with people. I made baby steps about that towards the end of the year, but still hasn't quite happened yet. But yes, I had a lot of interesting stuff that I'd been doing through the year, actually. Well, looking back at it, it was good. It was good work. But I didn't do anything with it. It's kind of funny. It's like I can't even remember making it. It's the joys of pandemic time, right? You have no idea what's going on or when. Yeah, I would this work is from the video of the the plastic bag that was kind of moving around in White Sands missile testing facility, which I went to, oh boy, in 2019 now, and I was really struck by this amazing breathing membrane. And so what I'd previously been doing is, let me show you what I'd previously been doing, is I'd been cutting everything out with the idea that I wanted to sort of collage stuff, so just going through chopping stuff up of screenshots. So I was cutting out the individual pieces, which was taking a really long time. So the idea is that I would sort of build up this collage of stuff, which I think was the right decision to do at the time. I'd also done some drawings. So where was the... Yeah, this... pretty good. Again, this is stuff that I've just completely forgotten doing, right? Just, I have all this interesting stuff and nothing comes of it, or it, you know, something does come from it. I'm sure I did something else with that. Hold on. Yeah, this is, again, this is a painting that's still in hibernation. So I started off painting it, which I don't actually have paintings on there unless I do. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. No, that's just stuff. That's just stuff. That's just experimental stuff. So I did start doing some oil painting from the drawings that I made. Of something... I can't remember what I actually drew from. I think it was this thing that was then work that was kind of repeated and fractured and overlaid, which turned into, hold on, this. Which I like very much on its own. So I've kind of filled in some areas down there, but it's kind of what to do with it. And I quite like it as it is, kind of, but then it doesn't have enough. And the texture of the line is not quite what I want, and, you know, all of these fun things. So yeah. Actually, it's interesting. That's the thing, is that there's so much stuff going on, and then I just don't... I just think that I'm not doing anything, but I am. As is always the case, but it's just not having structure, and how I pick up an idea and run with it for a certain amount of time and then drop it. And I find it hard to kind of return. I don't know. I mean, my concentration is terrible. But I mean, plus it's yours, right? What else is different? Yeah, and it's the stuff I have where I've been thinking, you know, I want to make work, and I feel this kind of, I'd like to do work larger, but then there's also the idea of I want to make something that's kind of feasible to send to private views or to, open calls, because it's just so difficult. I can't travel to places a lot of the time because of my day job. So many open calls have sort of closing dates that are, you know, during the week, during office hours, and it's just like, do you not understand that most people have jobs? And the idea behind that is because, of course, the gallery has people working there, or, you know, wherever the venue, but it's not particularly encouraging when they have a very limited sort of delivery time. But that's fine. That's part of the process, right? So yeah, I have one small painting that I finished last year that I was really pleased with. It took an age to finish. Yeah, original stuff is kind of interesting because you know, it would be nice if somebody bought some of my work, but at the same time, I'll be really sad if it goes because I really love it. I suppose that's kind of interesting, isn't it? It doesn't matter so much with the print because the I mean, that's the artist dilemma, right? You want to show and sell your work, show your work, but then it's kind of parts of you that you're giving away. Just kind of interesting, I guess. Yeah. Um. So actually, looking at all this stuff, I don't really kind of feel like doing drawing. It's kind of funny. Um. Okay, let me just play around with this stuff that you can't see that I'm doing at the moment. Why does that seem so horrible? That is a horrible brush. Let's try and find a different one. Why is none of that coming up? Why? I'm just looking at my brush favorites. Oh, why is this not working? It's also hideous. This is going to be basically an hour stream where I spend 59 minutes playing with my brushes, which is cool. Why? Why has this stuff disappeared? I'm just trying to. I'm missing some brushes. Where have I saved these brushes to? I don't quite know why that's not worked. Okay, let's just change that color. Let's try this one. see what this is like. Whoa. So I'm going to name the layer with the brush that I'm going to use, because I can never remember what I'm doing. Why is this such a stupidly giant file? Let's try and find... half a gig of thing. Is it because it is... let's see what site... why is my... oh... Photoshop, you're being weird. It's because it's a... 2. That still shouldn't make too much difference. Okay. Let's see if everything is set up as it should usually be. So this is where I'm just, again, need to practice my brush drawing. It's just hideous. Let's see what that looks like. Oh. Not what I meant to do. So with this, what I was originally planning on doing is getting in the packing tape. This is packing tape. Can you see that on? Yes, you can. Packing tape in the... maybe if I just... see, why is nothing happening now? Oh my god, it's so annoying. That's because you're on the wrong layer. That's why. So kind of, I'm not sure whether I want to just focus on the packing tape. So these drawings can be quite rough, I think. Matter terribly. What they could do with having is having a nice line width, line weight going on to give a bit of interest and variety. I'm just gonna trace these off with the idea that I'm gonna layer them all up. But I think I might want to do the areas of darkness as well. So where there might be holes. This tape here is that. No, it's door. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether anybody in chat is particularly interested in New Year's resolutions. Is anybody who actually stick to them? Kind of goals generally. This has got a quite a nice tilt function on the brush, which you can actually see on screen. Cool. I don't understand why Photoshop, so I don't use display capture, I'm capturing the particular window. I guess it's because that is contained within the main window that it actually captures. Most people, I mean, you are supposed to use display capture for Photoshop, but I do not wish to do that because I cannot be relied upon to... I mean, I don't have a separate PC for work, nor do I have a separate one for my personal, you know, like a gaming PC versus, you know, just one where I'm not going to accidentally dox myself and leak information that I do not wish to show. You know, file names and such. So that's why I am not doing display capture. Let alone somebody who messages you on Discord or Steam at the most inopportune moment. Rather not do that. So I have already done this with tracing paper. IRL. We'll see sort of as a quick way to make. So the idea behind this is that I can trace these off and then manipulate them and transform them into some sort of further image. So they don't need to be the world's most accurate things. Talked about this a lot on stream. What I need in terms of accuracy and authenticity and all that sort of stuff. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Have I got everything I need? Yeah, that was relatively quick. Okay. Let's rename these. Oops. So I can't remember how I aligned these. I think I aligned them by, I aligned them by play button on VLC and screenshots. Which I'm not sure is necessarily, I wonder whether aligning them using something else might be better. Let's try aligning them using the door. Let's keep going. What even is this? It's really out of place. Okay. Not sure how much movement that is actually going to show, but we'll give it a shot. Just make another folder. All's done. Can shove everything in there so we don't have to manage it. Okay. I mean, even if there isn't that much difference in terms of what I'm doing, well, in terms of the drawings I'm making and the actual real changes or lack of changes, I think it's interesting how every time I redraw over, a similar area, I might do it slightly differently. So I'm sort of interpreting the shapes differently every time. So I'm deciding what, if anything, just the differences in terms of emphasis, in terms of line weight, going to be different, I imagine. Yeah, I played quite a bit more Halo since the last stream. I just felt like it was good to play it, but just inflicting it upon the world. Less point to it. I mean, what is the point of this anyway? What is it? The Twitch stats are astonishing. If you get over 10 viewers, you're in the top 1%. Something like that. Twitch partners. So Twitch affiliates are where you get over a certain number of viewers over a certain number of days, and it has to be consistent. I've come close once, and that was after I got hate raided by people coming to abuse my channel because they thought that I was responsible for spamming my channel in another game, which I was not, because I was actually in the middle of well, I was not, because I wouldn't do that, but I was in the middle of streaming and people came in, and I've got really good mods. Well, not really good, but my mod settings are set sensibly. So nothing actually slipped through to stream, but it was really stressful managing it. And what was nice is that the person who was responsible for it did apologise, which was unusual. But that's as close as I ever came to affiliate. Affiliate gets you nothing. All it does is it gives the ability to have a sub button, which you can kind of do with donation buttons separate from everything on Twitch. But I don't think that's appropriate really to do. Given my day job. So I mean, it can get you access to higher quality streams. So at the moment I have to have a balance between how high quality my stream is depending on what I'm doing, and also bearing in mind that for a great many people they don't have the internet connection or the hardware to be able to watch 1080p 60 FPS streams because of the amount of data that it takes up. So that's why I stream it at 60 FPS, which is total overblown, overkill even for drawing streams. But I downscale to 720p, so that means that more people can access my stream because that's what I want. Oh, Photoshop, what are you doing? Very special right now. So yeah. So if you're an affiliate, that means that sometimes it gives you options. So at the moment, because I'm just a pleb, and will be forever a pleb streamer, you don't get the options for different qualities that you typically see in streams. There's a little cog you can click and it will give you the option to, change the stream according to your requirements. So you could have 1080p, you can have down to 360. So if you're in a really, really poor internet connection, gives you those options. But just as a pleb streamer, you don't have those. So if you're an affiliate, you don't get guaranteed, but you get you're more likely to get offered it. Just got to check that I've got everything I need. Okay, cool. Those two are also done. Yeah. Yeah, if anybody's got a new tablet, thanks to Christmas, it depends on the program that you're using to draw with it. But I use Lazy Nazumi and would thoroughly recommend that. It's a way to stabilize your drawing hand and gives you loads of amazing smoothing, stabilization options, things like that, perspective options. I think it's like £14 a year or something. So yeah, it's a renewable subscription, but it's well worth it. Relatively inexpensive tool to help you with your drawing, particularly if you have a really unsteady hand like me, because drawing on a tablet can be quite a discombobulating experience because you don't have you're having to sort of match your drawing movements to something that's very separate on a screen, and that can be very hard. But I mean, I'm using an old copy of Photoshop that they don't use anymore. And so I don't think it has built-in brush smoothing type options. But for research, for work, during the Black Friday sale, I bought Affinity Photo, and I think that does have, I mean, it's not as fancy as Photoshop, but it's a pretty good program, and you pay for it once and you're never having to pay a subscription to Adobe ever again. Which is a massive plus point. It's a bit clunky. It's still very clearly in development, but it's getting there. It's another good option if you want something that's more user friendly than GIMP, and you want to sort of paint with a non-vector approach. So you're not drawing paths, you're just drawing pixels, and it's good. And it has some really nice plugins. I need to do more of these late night streams where I am listening to ambient. I don't really have any resolutions this year. I don't tend to do them, but with the pandemic and all, I'm old. And I know that I need to try and eat a bit more healthily. Just because, it's not great to be... it's cheaper, but it's not great to do the usual filling up on cheap carbs that I do. There wasn't anything wrong with carbs, but just more variety, or finding ways that I can manage my food, cooking and stuff like that, so that I get more variety. In what I'm doing, eating even. So it's a bit more nutritionally diverse. Give me 1 second, chat, whilst I just check. Hey. Stream. Do some snacks, I think. Let's close that. But I've forgotten some areas. This brush that I'm using is from Paul Scott Canavan, who I'd really recommend if you want some art practice, because he streams under Paul Scott Canavan, actually. I think might be a big bat for just art streams where you can kind of join in with stuff. It's a very welcoming community. Is this packing tape? I think it's still definitely wool. Is that? It's wool. Okay, so that one's done. This is quite soothing. Drawing whilst listening to the ambient and just sort of tracing around stuff. It's a good time. Speaking of a good time, my New Year's Eve, I had a great time with my Dymo machine labeling up spice jars. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I needed to save some space in my cupboards because I live in a really small space, which I've explained before a lot on stream, alas. If the houses drop £150,000, then I might be able to buy somewhere, but, you know, other than that, I'm forever in a tiny space. So I bought some spice jars to try and sort of fit more into, make better use of the space. And yeah, I have my Dymo machine, so I was labeling it up. Is, you know you're old when this is, well, I mean, you know, even another example of that was I got a new bin again to try and save space. One that had a foot pedal thing, so I can, which is cool because, you know, makes it easier to put stuff in the bin. And yeah, getting my new bin delivered and then unwrapping it and setting it up was, you know, poggers. It's like, this is my life as an old, using the phrase poggers on Twitch, to do with getting a new bin. I mean, it's all these things, right? It's new bins, or it's, you know, the, like, a mega exciting thing would be, for example, you know, a new Hoover or whatever. It's just, you know, the rock and roll lifestyle that I lead. So now I have 2 kitchen bins, which I'm still not decided exactly what I want to do with the other bin. I was thinking about turning it into my paper recycling bin, but it's not really, I don't know, it would save space again, but the pandemic has helped me become much better at recycling paper, but I'm also inherently pretty lazy at times. I mean, I could just say I'm tired, but, you know, and procrastinate. So if I have a big giant mega bag, at least I can just put stuff in there and eventually drag it out when there's actually space in the communal recycling bins of the flats that I live in. But I mean, I can donate my other plastic bin. The metal bin now, exciting. But I don't know. This is the enthralling conversation that you can find in my stream. Bin reviews. Which I'm quite pleased with my bin so far. I mean, it does kind of move back when you use the foot pedal, I think, because I've not filled it with heavy enough stuff yet. But I mean, it does have a rubber base, so you would think that it wouldn't do that, but it does. It's a bit annoying, but, you know, minor horror. Inconvenience in the scheme of things. Yeah, metal bin with a foot pedal and a soft closed lid. I've hit the big time in my life. not sure whether to do something over here. I don't think there is anything there. Okay, let's save that. Why did I didn't need to save that because I can shove, yeah. Why? That's what I can do. I can get all these done, and then I have made some progress. Woohoo! Yeah, I should get back into. I was really enjoying swimming over this earlier in the pandemic. Getting back into it for the first time in a really long time. What is this? This looks like not packing tape. Be a hole, but I can still put the hole in. Yeah, I was really enjoying swimming for the first time in 20 years, about? I don't know. Been a while since I've kind of done that, 20, 25 years, lane swimming. And then work got in the way. What a surprise. Which meant that I fell off the wagon and didn't go back. After managing to go once a week for quite a while, actually. Well, a number of weeks, let's put it that way. It is good for me. I do need to do that. Because what was really interesting is how quickly I improved. So in my head, I'd still always start out as, you know, mentally I'm still a 15-year-old swimming. But I'm very much not a 15-year-old swimming. I'm an out-of-shape 40-year-old. With the, you know, aerobic qualities. You know, that. But I definitely did improve. I wasn't even going very long. I was only once a week, but I, you know, was getting a lot faster. Style was improving. I was getting more confident. What I was doing in terms of adapting my style, stroke, things like that, to being older, being out of shape, floating more, the pool. But yeah, I could do with doing that. In terms of just looking after myself better. But then it's kind of work getting in the way, which is never going to go away. How I manage my time, but it's just not possible. It's all consuming. I say that as somebody who has considerably easier time than a great number of people in other subjects areas. What is this? I don't think that's tape. I think that's just, I don't know. Not what I need though. Alright, let's save that. I was thinking about doing one of those, you know, yearly sort of summary things where you kind of, you know, put month by month what you did. I was going to do one where it wasn't necessarily month by month, but it just is a way to reflect upon my work. I was going to do it in stream actually. It was quite useful for me to just sort of consider it, but then I saw somebody who posted on Twitter about how it was kind of a, you know, they were just too tired, stressed out to kind of do that. And, you know, here's to the new year. Which I thought was funny and probably quite appropriate. So I didn't. But I have spent time today thinking about my work and adding to a new mind map. To try and organise stuff because... So I was reading... So I read this research paper from 1985. It was one of the nuclear people I follow on Twitter, who's a woman in nuclear weaponry science, which is unusual. She posted up this. What's the name of the? Let me just find the name of the thing. Hold on. Basically, it's a feminist analysis called the Sex and Death in the Rational World of Defense Intellectuals by Carol Cohn. It's really good. Would recommend. Let me see if I can hold on a minute. Where is my program? Programs. Yeah, this one. Why is that? Hold on a minute. Why are you being weird, bro? Again, really got bonkers footnotes at various points. I mean, this is just kind of silly. Again, chalk one up to, go the Harvard referencing system. But yeah, well worth a read. Just an ongoing issue is representation to do with nuclear weaponry stuffs. And yeah, it's a bit kind of... she's kind of been the researcher, Cheryl... God, what's it? Holfer? She was just... I mean, she is quite... I mean, it's something you look for, right? When they have images shared of group photos in particular contexts. So, it's the, oh, hooray, we finished doing this piece of research, or hooray, we've finished expanding this lab, and they have a group photo, or hooray, here are these, let's congratulate these scholars we have going, who are the next generation of theorists, or whatever. Whether it's scientific research into actually making nuclear weapons or cleaning them up, or it's about management, proliferation, all that sort of stuff. They're still overwhelmingly male, and I mean, there is some diversity in terms of culture and race, but it's still overwhelmingly white. Though that actually is a bit of a mixed picture. It depends on what sort of group of people you're looking at, what context, whether it's like disarmament or whatever. But it's the paper is really good. It's a feminist analysis. Basically, so much of everything to do with nuclear weaponry is hidden behind this kind of technological language as a way to exist, as a way to kind of it is about desensitization, but it's about detaching the reality of nuclear holocaust from what the scientists are doing, right? So they can kind of do a better job, seemingly. And if you learn that language, you learn what it means, then you have, your voice can be heard more clearly. But obviously that means playing the game, and, if you then have that voice and your voice is accepted more because you're, air quotes, better educated in terms of the correct language used, then actually, you are... How can I describe it? You are taking part in that issue. You are part of the problem. So it's finding ways to learn the language to understand some of the issues around it, but then also be effective in a way that doesn't involve exploitation or I don't know, legitimizing some very questionable practices. It's a anyway. I would recommend it. It's really good. Let me put it in chat. Hold on, so that you can see later on. Let's put it in chat. So yeah, talking about how kind of you can make an impact. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. See how that looks on stream. Hold on. I need to darken that background so you can actually see better. Hold on a minute. Let me... only... Let's do 60% opacity. Okay, hopefully that looks better. Let's try. This one. What does that look like? Probably be even darker. Let me just change that again. Let's do 70%. 70%. Okay, so this is the see what that looks like. This is the still a bit dark. Let's change it to even higher. Let's do 80%. T. This is the stream troubleshooting. Let's do dab. Put D. Okay, have I nearly finished this yet? Okay, let's continue. Finish this off. Where were we? Tomorrow is usually laundry day. Well, actually, that's not true. Fridays after work are usually laundry day. But obviously, the break and stuff. Got a day off on Monday. Woo! So maybe if I get this done today, I can do more work tomorrow on this. Though, you know, don't get your hopes up. So this is the last one of this set. So go back and maybe do some tidying up, but we can have a look at what the line work looks like without the background, which could be quite interesting. Then it's snack time. Well, it's stream end, snack time. As my sleep schedule, I'm currently... I don't even know. I mean, it's not even East Coast time I'm living on at the moment. It's more like Central. I don't know. It's not entirely true. But I'm getting there. Getting there for more sleep schedule. I need to get back on the European sleeps. Alas. Dignity of actually having to work for a living. How shocking. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Have I managed to get all the bits? No. I have missed some pieces. I'm just going to do these bits anyway. I mean, I don't think I've done it with others, but... Why is that not doing anything? Okay, so that's everything done. And I didn't accidentally directly draw on any page, which is fairly bonkers. Because I'm forever doing that. Okay, cool. Those are very pleasing. I like those. Get it at 100. Not terrible. So there's a fair bit of movement this area here. These ones. This one and then that there. Seems like, I mean, so these are aligned to the door. I wonder whether there'd be more obvious movement if it was aligned to the VLC player. Let's change the name of that. Okay. I think we're going to call it there, chat. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm going to get some snacks. Hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you soon.